Welcome to Beyond the Shelf with Dave Feinlieb. This show is an open exploration of the people and process behind e-commerce. Through conversations with innovators in the space, we learn the stories of these leaders and their strategies for e-commerce success. We publish new episodes every Tuesday morning, so be sure to subscribe wherever you get your podcasts. And now, here's your host, Dave Feinlieb. Welcome back to Beyond the Shelf. We're sharing a special series of mini episodes recorded live at the WBR Commerce Media Brand Summit in Atlanta, where CPG brands, retailers, and technology partners came together to share strategies for navigating the rapidly evolving world of retail media. The event brought together industry leaders for 2 days of conversations around new technologies, media strategies, and the changing ways brands drive traffic, market share, and revenue. While he was there, Dave sat down with a number of leaders for quick conversations right from the show floor. In this minisode, Dave speaks with Shawn McGahee from Roundel, Target's retail media network, about how the industry is evolving from chasing metrics to driving real business outcomes. Shawn shares how brands are moving beyond ROAS to focus on incrementality, customer behavior, and true performance impact, and how Roundel is approaching measurement through a mix of testing methodologies to better understand what's actually driving results. He also breaks down why starting with clear business objectives is critical and how creative and audience insights can go beyond media to inform broader strategy across merchandising, packaging, and in-store experiences. Here's Dave with Shawn McGahee from Roundel.
Shawn McGahee here at the WBR Commerce Media Summit on Beyond the Shelf. Shawn, thanks for joining me here today.
Thanks for having me.
With Roundel,
yes.
I should have mentioned. Tell us a little about you. Well, with Roundel, give us maybe a little background on Roundel.
Yeah, happy to. So I lead the performance and insights team at Roundel. And Roundel is Target's retail media arm. And so we're leveraging the guest data, the great Target guest, and the various audience data and behavioral data that we have associated with them. And not only creating, unified experiences for those guests through advertising, but also understanding how those experiences drive performance and insights. And that's the team that I lead.
Tell us a little about yourself.
I have been in the industry for a long time. I am one of the Triad Retail Media alumni. And so I started there when there was a 30-person organization as a junior analyst, and then expanded my career in agency sides. I worked at AT&T, and previous to Roundel, I led Google's retail media business, helping every U.S. retail media network use Google to deliver the results that they're looking for.
Amazing. Congratulations on all the success.
Appreciate it.
Thanks for taking the time to talk with us.
Happy to.
I got a couple of fun questions for you. First off, from the Roundel perspective, what conversations stand out the most at the WBR Media Summit?
A few.
All right.
So one thing I really appreciate about this summit is that it's really focused on the brands and their experience in the commerce media space. A lot of conferences and summits, it's often talking about the tech the networks themselves are maybe at the center of the conversation. But one thing I really appreciate here is that the actual advertisers are the center of the conversation.
Right.
And so I'm hearing perspective and priorities that, I haven't really heard anywhere else. And so I'm appreciating that piece of being here. The second thing that I'm observing is that it feels like there's a little bit of maturity happening in the industry.
Yeah.
And that we're moving from what's the next newest thing to how do we get more precise?
Yeah.
And the focus on incrementality and measurement and audience targeting being at the center of the conversation today, where it was maybe a nice ancillary topic.
Got it.
Maybe a couple years ago.
It
really feels like measurement is having a renaissance in retail media, and I really hear the spirit of that in the conversation today.
Perfect tee up for my next question,
Sure.
which is how are you and how does Roundel think about measurement?
Yeah, in a lot of different ways. I think one, there is how do we ensure that the investment is driving real world business results, and that we're not just showing a large ROAS number, but our partners feel confident that the investment is driving behavior change for the guests.
Yeah.
And so one way that we're doing that is through our suite of incrementality solutions. And so we are taking a more portfolio approach to incrementality, where we're using synthetic controls to give like quick reads of how incrementality is moving, like more directional but faster. We're using randomized control tests to tell our advertisers about specific platforms. So if they want to know how Meta did specifically, or how the Trade Desk, as an example, performed, we can give them like channel-specific incrementality points of view. And then we're also doing match market tests, where we're doing geo-based experiments, holding out geographic areas so that we can actually get to causality of the performance. And we see all of those as a piece of the incrementality story. And that's how we're going to market to help our advertisers understand what's working.
So incrementality, channel by channel, and then understanding the cause and what's cause and effect, what's going on. So these are great. This is a tongue twister for you, but how do most brands misunderstand what they should be doing with retail media?
Oh, that's a good question. One thing I really encourage our brands and our advertisers to do is to start their engagement with Roundel or any retail media network with what is the actual business objective they're trying to solve. A lot of the industry has and sometimes is currently focused on ROAS because it's a metric you can get from a retail media activation. But oftentimes we'll be measuring ROAS, but what they actually care about is category share, or new to brand buyers, or incremental ROAS in the way that they describe it. And so one thing I think is often missed is really beginning the conversation with what is the actual business objective, and how do we create measurement solutions and measurement approaches that really answer that question. It doesn't just give you the metric that we can give you. I would say that oftentimes my conversations with brands are moving from how did my media perform to how did my media drive business performance. And that's where we're going to continue to lean in to ensure that you're understanding how media is impacting customer lifetime value, loyalty behavior, and the actual guest behavior changes that you're looking to drive.
Subtle, but one word changes the entire conversation.
Absolutely.
It sounds like. Okay,
Absolutely.
This is a great one. Insights influencing not just media, but merchandising and in-store. Tell us a little about that.
Yeah, I do think that this is also an area where there's a lot of opportunity in the industry. When you think about Roundel, it's a great data set for media performance conversations. But also I think about it as an excellent data set for creative conversations. And how do you get a deeper understanding about what's resonating with the target guest, with her, and the moments that matter. And oftentimes this is like a missed opportunity in our engagements. That yes, we want to run the creative that makes your media campaign effective, but what can we test in the creative to maybe answer some questions about your strategy, not just in the retail media landscape, but in your in-store creative, in your packaging, in your brand activations, like really thinking about these guests as a significantly large panel for you to get deeper insight out of what creative makes the most sense is an opportunity that I see in the industry.
Well, as you know, creative is near and dear to my heart, my day job at It's Rapid. So super excited to hear you talk about that. I think what you said is interesting is digital for sure, but also across in-store, across packaging, across all the different ways that we do creative.
Absolutely.
So this is fantastic. All right, I've got one more for you. Brands, imagine you must talk to all the brands in the world in your day-to-day. What else can they be doing to partner effectively with Roundel?
I think as I mentioned, starting the conversation with what business objectives you're trying to drive. I think Roundel, we pride ourselves on being a guest-centered, design-forward retail media network. And so really leaning into the creative opportunities with the Roundel. I would advise to not just take your standard creative and just throw it in this environment. But how can we create unique custom creative? Because we know creative has a disproportionate impact on guest engagement and performance. And so really leaning into creative. And then I would just continue to ask the brands to challenge us that if there's something that they think we should be doing and they haven't seen from us yet, we want to bring it to the table and because we're very much focused on building things together in partnership.
It's great. All right, amazing. I think we've covered a lot of great ground here. Tell us, give us 30 seconds again on Roundel and what's on the horizon for 2026.
Yes, we have a lot of exciting opportunities on the horizon this year. I would say we're focused on one, ensuring that we're scaling the guest data that we have from an insights, from a measurement standpoint. You're going to continue to see us invest there. You're going to see us investing in curated storytelling. That we believe that how you tell the story in retail media is as important as the pipes and the tech and the data connections, right? And so you're going to see more sequenced, holistic environments and engagements with us, in that regard. And then partnership, that we want to be the retail media network that you feel is the strongest partner towards building your goals. And so we'll be taking more bespoke and interesting approaches to what that partnership will look like in the industry.
Amazing. Shawn McGahee from Roundel, thank you so much for taking the time to talk with me. You're a natural, man. You're amazing. I see why not only your team, but also the brands and advertisers must love working with you.
Thank you so much. Appreciate
thanks a lot.
it. Thank you.
Colleagues, so they too can hear weekly perspectives from the brightest minds in e-commerce. You can also check us out on LinkedIn, where we post clips from each episode, share Dave's takes on breaking industry news, and much more. Beyond the Shelf is a production of It's Rapid. Our host is Dave Feinlieb, and our producer is Jake Musiker. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you next time on Beyond the Shelf.